Cool, we're recording.
Kyle, we're recording.
It's always
It's
nice to
Kyle.
be recorded. That's Troy.
You know, the last time we did this, we didn't even introduce ourselves, I don't think.
I figured
We
everybody knew
introduced
us by now.
Casey,
Yeah.
but we didn't, I don't know.
Well, Casey is more important than us.
She's way more important
Way
than
more
us, that's for sure. But today, speaking of more important, is there really anyone more important than you, Kyle?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
My teammates, my coaches, you, the opponents I've competed against. Oh, yeah,
So like a small list.
yeah, small.
We have a great guy who's coming on board with us today to talk a little bit about his experience in becoming and eventually becoming an adaptive athlete. He's not currently an athlete. Well, we're all athletes.
Yeah.
He's not a practicing athlete at this particular moment. So he's going to come on board with us in a bit. Let's see. So Kyle, tell him everything that you've ever thought about in your whole life.
In 2 minutes or less.
And yeah,
Well,
you take,
I'll tell you what, my world is a lot different as an amputee.
I'll be back.
Well, we'll get his story when he joins us, but my story is, I'm a hip disarticulation, right leg, lost it a little over 4 years ago. Officially, necrotizing fasciitis, which was a very severe infection, although they now believe there were some underlying causes, that underlying diseases, states, causes that led to the infection. I had been a semi-athlete before I lost my leg, and after the amputation, my thought was, what do I have to do to get moving, get stronger, start working out, get involved in sports again? And I was fortunate enough to have some great physical therapists and occupational therapists, and one of their biggest talking points was with the prosthesis. As I have disarticulation, my bucket goes around my pelvis, so I have to learn to walk a different way. And all amputees or all disabled folks, we move differently. With a hip D, I'm using my pelvis and abdominal muscles more. So they kept talking about core strengthening. So of course I was fortunate enough to know and have worked with and worked out with one of the best trainers you can ever come across, Troy here. So I got working.
Just ask me, I'll tell you.
Yep, tell you. And interesting thing, I read a study recently that talked about disabled athletes. Of course, we're at a disadvantage because we're either wheelchair bound or different mobility states, which lead to a lot of other problems. But the research actually talked about one of the best things for disabled athletes to get involved with is a personal trainer that has knowledge with disabled athletes. It's harder for us to do the sports than able to, so we have to adapt. And having a personal trainer that can work with you and work with your quote unquote special needs or it was interesting to read the research that it was like, you could have asked me, I would have told you. Kind of like you.
I do like that about research, most of the time, this research, whatever it is, about anything,
Yeah.
doesn't matter what. And you go, we had to pay how much money to get that research
Just
done?
giving me that,
To tell
I
it.
would have told you. I would have told you.
Unbelievable.
And it's having a personal trainer that understands fitness in general helps. Having one that will push you helps. Having one that understands a disabled athlete helps. And one of the greatest things about working with Troy is he really doesn't adapt the workouts for me. He writes the workout to get the end results, and I have to adapt to that. And we
True.
figure out how I can do it.
I'm a mean personal trainer.
Well,
Yeah,
a good trainer always is. They got to be a little,
right.
Sadistic to make you get that extra 2 repetitions, and
This is true.
that's how you get the results you want. And the cool thing is Troy also has a very extensive history of working with athletes as well as being an athlete. So I can come to him and say, I'm doing sled hockey, so I need, a workout for this and that, or I'm doing a hand cycle bike, so I need a workout for that. And if you look at our videos, we have gone through a lot of videos of what muscle groups we're using for the sports and different workouts that are specific for those sports. But I don't do all the sports. So anybody out there that is doing, say wheelchair basketball or wheelchair football, and you've done some training, you can teach us, or if you have questions, you can ask and say, how would I do a workout for wheelchair football or wheelchair fencing? Slightly different than hand cycle bike.
And for all the ones that we've demonstrated, we put those workouts together and we demonstrated the workouts. All of those we just give you for free. So all they have to
True.
do is
Yeah, that's true.
message, let us know that they're looking for that,
Yeah.
and I will provide that to you at no
Yeah.
cost at all.
And we've shown different ways to do the workouts too, whether you're using resistance bands or what I call bungee cords, dumbbells, machines, body weight. We've gone through the workouts, so you can say, hey, I need a workout for body weight for this
Boom,
sport.
there it is.
And we've got, and even sports that I don't do, this guy would be able to write a workout for that sport. We would be able to
That's true.
figure out what you need.
That is
You know,
true.
each one is slightly different. Of course, disabled, we're mainly using core, abs, back, and upper body, but you still need to train the lower extremity if you have one, like me. And even if you're wheelchair bound, you can transition into machines to work out. There's nothing stopping you. And I talked about this during some of the videos. We did videos on swimming because that was one of my training. I've been training for a lake swim here in my hometown and just did that last Saturday. It's measured out as 1.15 mile, but I think I did more like a mile and a half because I was so off course. But lessons learned for next year. But my training got me there. I felt good at the end, a little wobble-legged, but I had one of the staff members supported me and got my butt out of the water. And
He did great on the swim. Don't let him kid you.
Well, I
He was
completed
awesome.
it, and that was the first goal. And now next year, we got a better time.
You can see some of your swimming events on our channel.
I
There
had
are
Troy was
some
kind enough to come out and
short videos of
yeah.
that, not anything long.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait around too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're having some technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
So
Yeah, that video technical difficulties. We heard all about that in the news lately too.
exactly. So our superstar guest may not be able to arrive today. We're trying to get him on, and it's complications.
Well, a little background. It sounds like this is a young man from Florida. Sounds like he's a new amputee, and he ran across our YouTube channel and was interested in not only general fitness, but adaptive sports. So we'll try to hook up with him in the future. But in the meantime, any other athletes that are out there, send us your comments, send us your thoughts, send us your ideas, your questions. Of course, we got a lot of videos out there. Take a look at some of them. Like them, share them, subscribe, because what's the important thing about subscribing?
It's free.
Love free.
I've heard
Love
that.
free. Like Troy said, even the workouts are free. He'll write them up, get them out to you and say, this is one way to train for this sport or train for general fitness. Because disabled athletes were already at a disadvantage for a lot of cardiovascular diseases and pain and inflammation. So we need to be working out not only for our sport, but also for our general health. We want to live as long as the able-bodieds, if not longer. We want to have more fun, if not the same amount of fun.
Exactly.
And of course, we just finished the Olympics, but what's coming up in a week? The Paralympics. And if you haven't watched the Paralympics or adaptive sports, watch them. Because I guarantee you will be astounded by the athleticism. I've competed in adaptive sports for 4 years, and I'm still amazed by the athleticism and the talent of some of my teammates and some of my opponents. Every practice, every game, every tournament, I come out of there feeling that I accomplished something myself, not only individual, but also to help my team compete, but also to learn from my teammates and the opponents, and to see what these athletes can do in a wheelchair, or to do, there's track and field events, there's racing wheelchairs, there's and cycle bike, there's paratriathlons, which is one of my goals. Lose it, use it or lose it. Get out there and start moving and grooving. If that's just for general fitness, cool. If that's for sports specific, cool. Let
You
us
know,
know.
we're in trouble if you start messing up the regular sayings.
Can't mess up the regular Saints. I said them often enough. Use it or lose it. Well, I already lost mine, so now I got to use what I got left.
Use what's left
I
for
gotta use what's
sure.
left. So,
Well, we all need to be using it
yeah,
or we
yeah.
will lose it.
Well, definitely, send us your thoughts, your comments. We can always learn. Other ways to train. This guy's been doing training for 40 years.
Long time.
I've worked with him and known him for over 30. To be a client of his, and there's no way I'd be able to do what I do without my attitude. But my attitude is also because I'm being trained and I learned from one of the best. Having a personal trainer as an athlete is great. Having a personal trainer as an adaptive athlete is even better.
Well, I do have to say though, the thing with Kyle, and you guys have picked this up if you've watched any of our videos at all, is you're always finding a way to, mindset wise, to make it an advantage. Like you talk a lot about advantage. Hey, look at who's here. Speaking of
Hey,
advantage,
you got him.
Jimmy. Jimmy, are you there?
Uh-oh.
Look at, there he is.
You got to turn the speaker on, Jimmy. We got to turn the audio on. We can see you, but
There we go.
yeah.
There we go.
Gotcha, brother.
There he is. Hey, I'm Troy.
I'm
Hi,
Kyle.
Troy. What's your name?
Troy.
Troy?
Kyle.
Kyle?
Yes, sir. Pleasure to
That's
meet
my
you.
son name.
Pardon me?
That's my oldest son name, Kyle.
Look at that. I didn't even realize I made it so famous. You named your son after me. Hey, Jimmy, welcome aboard, but tell us your story. How did you become disabled, want to get into adaptive athletics and stuff? Tell us
Yeah, well, when I started out in school, I started playing football as my junior high year, I think, and it went all the way up until my sophomore. And I played football. I was a big boy then. I was like over 300 pounds then. Yeah. And after school, I was looking forward to continuing on, but I wound up having my oldest son, which is 22 now.
Wow.
And he ended up actually proceeding with football. He had scholarships, and he actually started out at his college about 2 or 3 weeks. We tried to get him to go on a academic scholarship because he had $96,000 for a school because he graduated with a 4.0. So
Good.
he had a school, he had a lot of scholarships, but this particular school in Wisconsin offered $96,000. And I told him, I said, dude, who can't live off 24,000 a year? You're going off your scholarship. So, I mean, and he was like, no, I want to go off my football scholarship. And he ended up going and he wound up shattering his foot about 3 or 4 weeks later at football practice.
Oh,
But he want to be a fireman now.
Good for him. Good.
Yeah.
So give him back to the community. But what led you to us? I mean, obviously we got good genetics in your son because he was an athlete.
Right. What led me to you guys was Miss what's her name? Victoria.
Okay,
Yeah.
Vicky, I've heard about her.
Yep. And she was telling me because I had told her my dream about is being on the radio. And I said, man, I love to be on the radio. But when I was at the clinic one day, a nurse overheard me telling another nurse, I was like, yeah, I want to see if I can get my associate degree in the radio thing. And the nurse was like, no, you don't. You don't need a degree to get that. She was like, only thing you need is a podcast, a good microphone, and your voice to communicate. And I said, well, I love to talk. So
if you don't mind me asking, you lost amputee at the ankle, correct?
yes,
And that was
below
just
the
recent,
knee
correct?
amputation. Yep. And I only had 3 days. I only had 3 days of therapy. And I'm walking around with my prosthetic now, and it's
Awesome.
just like I said, I'm real determined, but I'm a strong believer in God. And so
Gotta
like I
be,
said,
brother.
when people ask me, and I said I'm blessed, I'm still above ground. I woke up this morning. Cause no matter what you go through in life, it always somebody got it worse than you. Don't never ever think that you have it the worst ever. It always somebody got it worse than you. So I try my best to keep that perspective on life and wake up every morning and just thank God that I'm here. I'm breathing. I woke up in my right mind because a lot of people that's around the world wake up and have a stroke in their sleep and don't even wake up and don't even know who they are the next morning.
You're
So
right.
I'm real great. I'm real grateful for my life and I don't take it for granted. So
I'm with
you
you there,
know,
Jimmy. They gave me about a 20% chance of living, and I'm still here. And you know,
look at that, Kyle. Look at you now, though. Look at you now, man. Don't you gotta thank God for blessing you to come so far, man. Look at
I'm
that.
only here by the grace of God, brother, and I'm taking advantage of this life, and that's why Troy and I have known each other I've known him for over 30 years, and
Oh,
and I'm a hip disarticulation, so my entire leg's gone. So my
oh, oh,
prosthetic, yeah, the
oh,
bucket goes
you
on the hip.
prosthetic too?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh, wow,
I
man. Look, dude. Look. I done had. I'm 42, and I done had about 30 surgeries.
you got me beat, brother, because I've had 8 within the last 4 years.
Yeah,
Um,
I had a lot of serious, illness, man. And like I said, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to still to be here. And you know, but I'm a fanatic. I am a sports fanatic. It's just that that route, man, after high school, man, it just went a whole different route when I had my son. So
now wait a minute, but your son's off in college, and you
right,
got this time to get back into the sports. What's
right. I
stopping?
love to, man, because I got my Alabama. I know I'm 2 weeks early, but I got my Alabama flags up on my charger. I'm
We're gonna
ready
have
to
a
go.
problem. We're gonna have a
Oh,
problem. I'm a Michigan grad.
Oh
We're gonna have a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Hey,
Oh,
but I can deal with you though, because long as you didn't say Florida Gators, and look, I live in Florida. Long as you didn't say
oh,
Florida
yeah,
Gators.
you're living in Florida and you're a Bama fan. We got a problem. No, no, let me ask you this. Okay, so you played football, you're a Bama fan. You do
Oh
realize
God, yeah.
you do realize that there is wheelchair football out there, right?
Are you serious?
Dead serious. I've
How
I've
can I
done
get it?
I've done a practice of it. They actually have a professional league that plays in some of the larger cities. It's basically two-hand touch, but
Right.
it's 7-on-7. So there is wheelchair football. Now
Wow.
I played wheelchair softball,
Right.
lacrosse, and sled hockey. You can get in, I swim, I got a hand cycle bike, I've got a racing
Dang.
wheelchair. Dude, there are, and
Dude,
I mean, you still
you
got the whole leg. You lost a foot. So you still got your whole leg. There's nothing stopping you from being an athlete again, brother. Nothing.
man,
You
look at
name
that.
the
See
sport.
what?
Have you watched any of our videos? You got to watch some of
No.
our videos that Troy has put together training workouts for me for the sports I play.
Right.
And of course, the sports and you would too. Although you would still be able to do upright, able-bodied, because
Right.
you could still put your foot on and you can play softball. You can play their disabled sports that would adapt to you with your orthotic, your prosthetic on. Me,
Right.
I do all mine in a wheelchair. So
That's amazing,
you
dude.
would be able to do both. You would be able to
That's
do it in a
amazing.
wheelchair or as a stand-up athlete. One of my softball teammates is an Army vet who is I think he's an above knee amputee.
Right.
He puts his prosthesis on and goes out to play regular softball, but he also plays wheelchair with us.
You determined, man. Never let nobody else tell you different,
Right.
dude. You determined.
What's stopping you?
Exactly. That's true. See how you came back at me?
See,
See, I
that's
couldn't I
where
couldn't say nothing.
you check out some of our videos. Now you're down in Florida. I did a little research that first of all, there's a nationwide group called Move United. There's Challenge
Okay.
Athletes Foundation. There's a lot of things online that will help you get involved with adaptive sports.
Yeah, man, I love, dude.
Yep.
I'm dying to do that, man. I've been ready, man.
But not only get you involved with the sports, but there are grants and funding out there to get you the equipment.
And
Now,
see, that's what I want to go. I want to go back to school to get a degree. I mean, I have my high school diploma, but I just want to get a degree.
well, if you want a degree, start taking a look at degrees like in rec therapy or orthotic prosthetics, so you can work with disabled athletes. But you could still do all these sports without going to
That's
college, brother.
amazing. That's
No?
amazing,
As a
Kyle.
matter of fact, right there in Florida, take a look at I think
That's
it's
amazing, dude. I
Florida,
can't believe this
Florida,
guy, man. You
like
believe him,
Florida
Troy? I can't
Adaptive
believe
Sports or
this guy,
something.
man.
But there are groups right there in Florida that will hook you up with places where you can get involved with adaptive sports. As a matter of fact, talk to the group there where you go for your prosthetics and
Oh,
orthotics. They'll know.
right, Unity Prosthetics. Yep.
Talk to them.
Unity, yeah, give them a plug, Unity Prosthetics. And Vicky can definitely help you out with that. She's got contacts in your area for adaptive
Right.
sports. And the whole purpose of our channel, other than just general health and fitness for people in your situation, is to expose people that there is every sport,
Mhm.
there's an adaptive version of that out there.
Right.
It's incredible. And so we try to teach people how to get better at those sports
See.
or get into them.
See how you guys gonna get blessed even more, man. Because what you're doing now is paying it forward. I
Yes,
don't know
sir.
if you ever seen that movie with the little kid who played in Sixth Sense with Bruce Willis about he see
Yeah.
dead people, but he played in that movie Pay It Forward, dude. It
Yep.
was a whole with Kevin Spacey and Helen Hunt. Man,
Yep.
it was a phenomenal. It's a sad movie, but that movie has so much meaning to it because instead of asking for a favor back, you do what I did to you to someone else. And that's how you get your double blessing.
Well, and see, you talked about paying it forward, but I compete with or train with even disabled athletes as young as 6 and 7 years of age. I'm usually the
Wow.
oldest athlete on the team, but there are
6 or 7?
Yes, sir. They may have multiple sclerosis or born as an amputee. So they're out
Right.
there. We have juniors and I'm on the adult team. But, and like Troy said, he can write workouts for any sport, but our goal is to get together with people like you that may be new as an amputee or a disabled athlete. How can I get involved?
I love the network and be,
Yep.
recommend you guys, man.
Well, we're gonna have to be
that.
chatting because I want to hear back from you and a few
Okay.
month what sport you decided to get involved in and how can we work
And
together.
you say I can get Troy, you say I can get in touch with Vicky at Unity Prosthetics?
Yeah, she will know the right people to contact in your area.
Those prosthetic orthotic guys are pretty smart. Plus, I don't know if you have a physical medicine and rehab doc. They're good sources of information too. They're usually the ones that referred you for your prosthetic or orthotic. They'll know who to talk to in your local area.
The guy who is my therapist now at PT Solutions, his name is I call him Big Will, but he's a football coach now. Younger guy. And he's still in school at University of St. Augustine. He said that's his dream to become sports, therapy.
Yeah.
And I told him, man, that's the way to go. He said, well, he had a girl that actually graduated in his class. She actually wound up getting a job with Kansas City Chiefs, and she worked on Mahomes last year it was that year when Patrick Mahomes actually hurt his ankle, I think, or his foot or something pretty bad. And she actually
Tonight,
was one of the
guess who Mahomes has to play and the Chiefs have to play today in preseason? The Detroit Lions. They're playing tonight.
What?
We're talking football.
Well, guess what? That TV will be on tonight.
Hey, now, I'm dead serious. You take a look at a few of our videos.
Okay.
Talk to the folks over at the prosthetic place. And
Right.
send us your comments on some of our videos. Let us know what sport you're thinking about. Let us know.
You guys have basketball too, right?
Now, I don't play basketball, but a lot of my teammates do.
But there's definitely basketball for sure.
Yeah, well, you'll see
Right.
that in the Paralympics.
Yeah.
But one of my teammates on the softball team is a couple years older than me. And back when he started as a disabled athlete 40 years ago, that's all they had was wheelchair basketball. But watch, don't hesitate to Google some of these athletes. You will
I
see
would love to learn how to swim. My wife she a phenomenal swimmer, man. But
Jimmy, I just did a lake swim last Saturday, 1.15 mile. I was the only amputee in it. They let me use a little rec therapy flipper, but yeah, I just swam a mile. Well, I swam closer to a mile and a half. So, and your wife will understand how difficult it is to swim with 2 legs.
Right.
I did it with 1.
I would love to. Hey, Boo.
Boo. Hey, Boo.
Bring her on.
Hey, Boo. Come here. Here she comes.
She's at work.
They laughing at me. They said, "Hey, Boo, come." I told them, "Come here. Look." Look at it, look at it.
Poor
Hey,
thing is
Yeah, she didn't even know she was supposed to be on a video today, a Zoom call with somebody.
she said no, no,
Oh.
no.
Well, I'll
She
tell you
can
what,
talk, she can talk over while not being on the screen.
Right.
now,
She just went and told her patient wife that she's like, oh my God, no, he just tried to get me on that podcast.
if she's a swimmer, you can start swimming with her.
She is a swimmer. She is a swimmer, man. She want to be a mermaid.
Nice. So we
Yeah,
want
I
to see
know.
some videos of you swimming once you get involved in that.
Right.
You
I'm
got
gonna
like
let her
one
know
and three
that she can
quarters
teach.
leg.
She said she wanted to teach me though.
Yeah, you can. You know what? You've gone through physical therapy, right?
I'm going through it right now as we speak.
Okay, ask them if they have a pool therapist,
Oh yeah, water aerobics almost.
but specific for disabled individuals.
Handicap. Right. Right.
They will give you the confidence and they will teach you that you can swim with what you got.
Man, with this information, man, it's phenomenal. Cause like they said, man, it's just it's crazy with the info you gather. Cause it ain't always about what you know; it's who you know get you to the top.
Yeah.
What you know might help you get there, but who you know can get you to the top, though.
Well, it's the connections, and we,
Right.
the amputees, we kind of belong in our own little community, so we got to share information.
Right.
I mean, there is wheelchair boxing, there's wheelchair fencing.
Yeah, when did they come up with all this, man? I didn't never do my research because, like I said,
We're here for you, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm a physician assistant, and before I lost my leg, I had patients that were above or below knee amputees that I saw in their home. I
Right.
didn't realize what was out there until I lost my leg, and I started learning from my therapist, physical medicine rehab. They hooked me up with a group here in Michigan called Mary Freebed that does the sports. So I drive up there, borrow a wheelchair from them. So I compete with all these guys that have been disabled since birth.
That's
That's why I say
amazing.
check out the Paralympics when it starts. You will see some incredible athletes, and there's nothing stopping us from doing it.
Right.
Now, have you
Right.
ever thought about running like a 10K or a marathon or something?
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
hey, I'm trying. What I'm trying to do, man, is eat healthier, and cause at the end of the day, man, you're nothing without your health, man.
Yes.
I don't care if you're a billionaire. What's the point of having all that money if you're on your sick or your deathbed? You can watch your wife and your kids leave off in your Ferrari, but you up on 8th floor and you looking out the window, you sick.
You got the right idea. Now,
What's that billion money gonna do then? They'll be straight, but I don't know about you.
now you want to talk nutrition. Troy is big into that because he's not just a personal trainer. He understands the whole body concept. So if you got any questions on nutrition or anything, send him a message, talk to him, say, hey, what should
They
I
say
do?
you can
What
talk
can I
back
do?
there. You don't have to tell her hi.
Oh,
That's
hi,
my thing.
Bo.
That's my
Hello.
wife.
How you doing?
Look how she looking. You see her?
She looks very excited to be on TV.
She look very excited to be on TV, right?
Well, we appreciate
her.
her taking care of you, man. And we
You
appreciate
making her blush. Stop
showing
it.
up.
You making her turn red, man.
Hey, Jimmy, now the cool thing is you,
Yeah.
as an amputee, you will be able to run with your foot, or you could do it in a wheelchair.
Wow.
You can also do it on a bike. I mean, one of the
Hey,
things
but
I'm
don't-
training for now is a triathlon, the
But
swimming,
don't
bike,
she
and
look
running.
great, man? She's 14 years older than me.
Wow.
She
What?
56. She born in 68. And I'm 42. Don't she look? I tell her, man, I said, girl, you got something to thank God for, man.
Yeah.
She
Well,
was a cheerleader all through high school. So she know
well,
about
she's an
basketball
athlete
and
too.
football.
See, she understands athletes too.
Oh yeah, she was a cheerleader. Even all her stepbrothers and all them, because she only got her and her sister, but her stepbrothers, all them played sports, basketball, football, and she from Troy, Pennsylvania. That's up in the mountains, about 45 minutes from Elmira, New York. She up
Great.
there.
So is she like a Penn State fan? No, I hope not.
No, she do
Just
not
checking.
like Penn State.
Just checking.
I got her an Alabama fan now, baby. Woohoo!
Hey, I'll give credit to Bama. They had a run. And
Hey,
for Michigan to beat them in overtime last year was a beautiful
this
game.
year is gonna be special because this year we going to the 12-team playoff,
Yep.
ranked teams.
Yep.
It's just gonna be, and we got Georgia on our regular schedule this year.
Yep.
Oh man, it's just gonna be a year, dude. I
Also
think
got
it is.
LSU.
Now that,
Don't y'all have to go to LSU too?
yes.
See?
Don't
Now,
remind me, dude.
and plus in the SEC, now y'all got Texas and Oklahoma.
Yes.
And Michigan, we have to play Texas, and then we have to go to Ohio State. So,
What?
yeah, you're right, with
Y'all
the
play
12 team.
Texas this year?
Yep.
Oh my.
Texas comes to the big house. Oh yeah, Texas. See, that's why we got to chat not only about us as athletes, but we got to start talking about SEC Big Ten. We got to talk about our
I'm
team.
a NCAA. I just bought the game about 2 days ago. She was like, "Are you coming to bed?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." I stayed up like 2 more hours playing that NCAA. They just came back out this year. It's been 10 years since they came out on the game NCAA football college. Because I guess they were running into issues about the college players getting paid,
Yeah.
and the college player was starting to complain about their name not being on a jersey back then.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
but now the college players getting paid, especially in the portals and all that. Now they get paid, which I'm sort of happy of. But they get paid now, so now they got the name all on the jersey on the game, dude.
But
It's
I'm going to tell
crazy.
you now, if we're gonna have to find a way to get you off that computer and get you out there moving and grooving, man.
That's what I want.
Still use the computer game, but you can
Yep.
women. You talk to your physical medicine rehab doc. You talk to your therapist. They
Okay.
do someplace where you can get involved with the athletics, and then we're going to have another conversation in a week,
Right.
couple weeks about
That'll be fine.
where you're at.
Just tell Troy to let me know ahead of time when he want me on, and I'll make sure I'm gonna set my alarm and I'm gonna set my calendar and make sure that it'll go off, and I'll be like, oh shit, sorry, oh man, I gotta get on the podcast, man. So
Well, we'll look forward to it for sure.
Yeah.
Now, is there
okay,
anything you'd like to add before we get you back to? I know the
To
chief
Boo.
at work, and
Yeah.
you got
I'm
going.
getting ready. She just here to get put her patient down for his nap,
You
but
got any ideas for the community that would help them? I mean, because you're new to this,
right. I
there's
used to
been
work at I
obstacles.
used to be like a correction officer at DJJ, Department of Juvenile Justice. I was there for over 4 years,
Appreciate
working
you
with the
doing
teenage
that.
boys. It's rough, but like I said, I'm gonna give a shout out to the community, Palm Coast, Flagler County. People get out there. If you feel down, don't feel down. Just get out there, do the right thing, exercise, eat good, and keep keep moving, because that was the key to a 96-year-old guy. I asked him why he looked so well, and I was like, dude, what's the key? He said, never stop moving.
Use it or lose it. It's the same
Keep
for us.
moving.
It's the same for us as disabled. And that's where I'm going to ask you how you can get involved with the community. Is now you're a disabled individual, you get out there and promote adaptive sports
Of course.
and, Americans with Disability Act, really promote.
Networking.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Networking.
Yeah.
Yep.
There are a lot of folks like you that are new to our world that
Right.
know what's out there and they don't know how to get there.
The
So
main thing we got to do, though, is keep God in our life, man.
we're only here.
Keep God first. I got right here, I keep God as my headlight so I can see through my darkness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and my mom always said, just don't let those lights go dim.
You're
so
right.
I got to keep them bright.
Hey,
so,
think about it. Why were we able to hook up together?
Energy. And it's
Well,
people
it was energy, but
that's why I said, man, it's amazing how energy works, man, especially when you positive, and negativity being negativity too. That's why a lot of time I try not to wake up in the morning to put on the news, because a lot of time 80% news is so bad and so negative, and I try my best not to wake up in the morning listening to that. Of course you need to watch news, because you still need to know what's going on, but
especially
some
when
people
the hurricanes are coming to
live
Florida.
on it. Yes.
But you're right. Positivity. I'm a huge fan of that. We got to be positive. I have my dark days. I have my dark moments.
Right. Me too.
Frustrated.
We all do. We entitled to that.
We lost a limb, for Pete's sake.
I talked to therapy. I got a psychologist I talked to. She actually helped me got married, but I've been talking to her almost 7 years now.
Good.
And I mean, dude, she's phenomenal. She helped me out when when I'm out of line, she straightened me up. but the best thing I love about her is because she's so soft spoken and she don't come across me as a threat.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? She's soft spoken, she speak calm to me. And then when I do sort of get out of line or my attitude and she calm me back down, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, I really, really love that about her. So for anybody, that's one thing too, for anybody that's an amputee, because a lot of time it ain't all about the physical part, it's about the mental part. So for anybody that's an amputee, that's what I there is. Don't be afraid to get help, because sometimes, you know, you speak to God and it's a chorus, but God don't verbally speak back to you. So sometimes you need that extra voice
Yep.
that can hear you and listen to you. And then, you know, she could come back or he can come back and let you know how they feel about the situation. And it's good to have somebody like that, man, in your corner, man. It's good, man.
Well, you're good in our corner, and something I learned very early in my PA career, that it's mind, body, spirit, and soul. You got to take care of all four, and you're doing it. You're taking care
Thank
of your
you.
mind, your
And
body.
you're
your
doing it.
spirit,
You're
soul.
doing the same, Kyle. Well,
Hey,
I'm gonna get off here, man.
yes,
Troy
sir.
and Kyle, man. Hey, I love you just like a brother, man. You my brother from another mother.
That's right.
I just went to Miami and got a dark tan. But hey,
We appreciate you, Jimmy. Moving
right.
and grooving, brother. Use it or lose it. Get out
Jimmy,
there. We'll
Jimmy,
chat.
we want you to get out there and do what you do, get into all these different sports, have some fun with it. And then we're definitely going to have you back on and we
thank
can talk
you.
about some additional things when we got a little bit more time
Yes,
and
sir.
get everything.
Yes, sir. Hey,
You
man.
do.
God bless both of you guys. You guys have a blessed weekend, man.
You too.
You too, brother. Take
Yes,
care.
sir. Yes,
See ya.
sir.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jimmy.
Yep.
Well, that was awesome having him on.
Very good.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Well, he's still there. Look
Hey.
at him.
Oh, how it end? Oh, stop video.
Hey,
There we go.
There you go. See you, Jimmy.
Yep.
So that was awesome to have. What a great story.
Good guy. Yeah, positive energy, same stuff I'm always talking about.
It's the most
You know,
important
that-
thing. So
So many athletes or so many disabled individuals don't know what's out there. Jimmy's a perfect example. You talk to your physical medicine rehab doc, you talk to us, you talk to your therapist, find something. There's a sport out there that you can do.
that's
Every
the
sport.
most awesome thing, that there's so many sports
Mhm.
that you never thought. I mean, like I always had the idea there's this one and this one,
Yeah.
you know, there's a couple. But man,
Yeah.
working through this
Yeah.
with you and learning, it's so much, nothing should
You
stop
get
you.
Jimmy competing. I mean, there are national tournaments, there are tournaments all over the
Oh,
nation. They're national.
Kyle and Jimmy,
I could be competing
Michigan,
against them,
Alabama,
you know.
they'll be going head to
Something.
head.
I don't
So-
think I want to take him on in football though.
No, he's tough. He's still on. All right, well, you guys have fun out there. Make sure that you do subscribe, because subscribing
Always free.
always free.
Yes,
And
sir.
comments so that people like Jimmy, Casey, all the different people that we've had on or have on can answer your questions, and we'll get you to the right people. All right.
Check out the videos, man. We got a lot of them, and let us know if we need more. Or you post your videos, you know.
And as always, get strong, stay fit.
Thanks, folks.
Have a good day.